Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric from Moss Pawn and Gun. I have a very special guest at my range today. In case you don't know, this is Jerry Miculek. He came out to talk to us today. We're going to be talking a little bit about intermediate handgun marksmanship. Basically, transitions, drawing, sight picture, trigger control, ways to improve speed. We could not have a better instructor out here with us today. So, Jerry, why don't you take over here and give us an idea of what we want to talk about.
What we're going to work on, guys, is basic coming out of the holster, making the first shot. What you're trying to do here, how to make that consistent. What I'm running is my M&P open pistol. It's the Pro Series, so as an open gun, I can do anything I want to it. I run a tactical light to add a little bit of weight to it. Okay. And it's magna ported, actually quadra ported. It has a Vortex Razor red dot on it. It has a magazine well, it has a tungsten guide rod, 26 round magazine. So it's an open division gun. I can do what I want to it, and you can get away with it, and it fits into that package really nice. So what I like about the M&Ps, guys, it's actually a very functional gun. You can change the back straps. It comes with 3 different back straps. Sure. So it fits just about any hand size.
Just so you guys know, Jerry's talking about his M&P here. This is the standard M&P Pro Series, and this is what his gun essentially started life as. Now, his gun does have an RMR cut, and that's how you got your optic on there, right? The
right.
Core Series.
This is the M&P Pro Series. It's their core model, which means it's fit for optics already. It comes with 5 different adapter bases, and it'll take 7 different sights available. Okay. Aftermarket red dot sights, and it also co-witness on 5 of the red dot sights. So if you want to have a package where you can have either or, this is actually the gun to get, guys. It's ready to play right out of the box. So it's been a great gun.
Awesome.
Great gun.
All right. Well, let's have a look. What you got going on here? Okay. I'm gonna grab some mirrors.
What you want to remember when you draw your pistol out of a holster, you want it to come right up under your dominant eye. You don't want to have to tilt your head or lean or bend your knees. So if I'm standing there looking at the target, all I want to do is draw the pistol and bring it right into the target zone. All I want to do is move my hands and bring it right under my dominant eye. And a good way to calibrate where you are as a shooter is we do a drill called the build drill, which you come out of the holster and you shoot 6 rounds on 1 target. It kind of, what you're doing with this drill, it teaches you rapid fire, but it also teaches you how to lock your wrists and your elbows. So every time you fire an accurate shot, no matter what platform you would have in your hands, it's going to return right back to the center of the target. If it's not returning right back to the center of the target, you're not holding it right. So it kind of calibrates you to the platform that you have, be it a shotgun, rifle, or pistol. So working with a pistol, what I'm looking to do here is just come out of the holster, shoot the target in the middle 6 times for a nice little tidy group, and see how long that takes. Okay? All right. It's a good way to start. Go ahead and load her up here.
Good to go?
Good to go. Eyes and ears, guys. Here we go.
Holy smokes.
So, just come out of the holster, keep it under your dominant eye. First shot was a 113. It wasn't smoking, but it's an average out of a tactical holster. Not a bad draw. So when you go back and review your shot splits, we had 17, a 15, a 13, a 16, and a 15, and a 15. So we're running 6 rounds. See what total time was. So we shot 6 rounds on target, pretty much about 8/10 of a second. You know, without too much work. So you saw they were pretty tidy. So the ultimate expression of that would be to go ahead and do that same performance, but 2 on each of 3 targets in the same amount of time.
Just as fast as you just did it, but on 3 targets.
So we had a 189. So let's see if we can run across and do the same drill.
I gotta see this. Wow. Well, that was blindingly fast.
So we're right back there again, guys. So what you saw was the same performance, but on multiple targets. And the only thing I did there was use my time wisely in between shots, vision-wise. And you see it came right across, had good hits. First target was pretty good.
Oh yeah, 2 in 1 hole.
So what you have to remember there, guys, good technique is the foundation of all your shooting. If you watch, I'm gonna stand right here to the side. If you watch the muzzle of the gun, what I'm trying to do here when I shoot rapid fire is not let the platform jump at all. The least amount of dispersion you have on the muzzle is going to amplify greatly at distance. So what I want to do is have a technique to when I hold that pistol, it doesn't matter what caliber, Good right here?
Yeah.
All right,
Right ahead.
if you watch my muzzle here, I'll go ahead and shoot it. You didn't see a lot of flip right there? I'm just not letting it jump. We got 13s, 12s, another 13. So we run about 1,300 splits per shot and keeping them on the target pretty easy. So what you have to realize, good technique is the foundation of all your shooting. So if the gun is not consistently coming back to where you're looking and to a sight picture, you need to tweak it and get it back in line, hold it with that.
Show them how you grip a pistol, like your grip on a pistol. Let's get a close up of that, because you know, I think that's where a lot of people fall short. At least in my bit of experience with it, is that you really have to have a good purchase on the gun, and I'd like for people to be able to see how Jerry actually holds a pistol.
Well, the main thing, guys, has to line up with your dominant eye. So when I grab it, you also realize that this thing wants to fly out of your hand. So the ideal shooting position on any handgun was to have the bore in line with the center line of your hand. Then it could only
Kind of like pointing.
Then it would only recoil straight back. But the way it's designed, of course, the barrel sits over the hand. So if you give it leverage point, that's more leverage point that works against you. So what you have to do as a shooter is try to get as high on that gun, pistol, revolver, to when you fire it, it's going to try to recoil straight back. So you notice the weapon in my hand is as high as possible on the back of the pistol. High as you can get it, okay?
All right.
The thumbs, I don't actually do anything with my thumbs. They're just in the way, so I just let them get some air.
That's usually what I do too.
So what happens when we try to drive with your thumbs, a lot of things can happen, especially when you do reloads and working really fast out of the holster.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of get them out of the way. So with my non-firing hand, the other thing you want to remember is your wrist position is going to be critical on how well you can control recoil. The more straight up and down, the harder it is, the more muscle lock it takes. So if it's broken over center like this, it's a lot easier. So basically your support hand, you just lay it in there. You want to try to get as much contact as you can on that grip panel and bring it on out to the target and make the shot. Where a lot of folks have trouble is they actually try to drive the handgun with the trigger finger. And its job is only to fire a shot and reset the trigger. So if you try to do anything else with it, it burns the clock and you're not going to have a fast second shot.
All right, give us an example of that. Like how would someone?
Okay, well what I was doing there was, as soon as I fire a shot, I'm letting up. Mm-hmm. So when I'm coming into the second target, I'm on the trigger hard enough to where as soon as it gets in the center, it's going to cook off another shot.
Okay.
If I do anything different, I'm going to be behind the curve.
Sure.
So the idea of firing a shot is, when you start shooting a handgun, the noise and the recoil effect makes the average person want to drive with their trigger finger. They want
to jerk.
They want to hold it and let it come back down on target and then release. What you should do, as soon as you fire the shot and it's coming back into the target zone, you should be coming back with your trigger finger. You should release it during the recoil cycle and pick it back up, come back in there and make it hot.
Outstanding.
Shot. So
Makes perfect sense.
It's that simple and it's that hard. But once you figure out the pull and release, you can actually cook them off pretty good. I've got my open division magazine. Of course, it's limited to 170 millimeters, so this package holds 26 rounds pretty comfortably. So I'm going to go ahead and top that Smith & Wesson off, come out of the holster and see if I can put 26 on the target there. See how long that takes. All right, target in the middle.
All of that, only one miss. That's amazing.
Yeah, I got to looking over the gun there. Whew, hadn't done that in a while.
That was wicked fast.
I actually picked up 27, so I must have had 27 in that mag. After the springs take a set, they'll actually hold more than they started with. So it's a 4.5, and the first shot was a 102, so that's a 3.5 seconds. Put those rounds on target, 27 rounds on target, so it's kind of fun.
That's wicked fast.
What I'm looking for when I was actually doing that performance was trying to drive it between the edges of the target. You see how the group was straight up and down? And I was just kind of letting it bounce and just not overworking it.
Yeah.
You're just riding the trigger, try to get it
You know
reset.
what? It's almost like, in my experience shooting machine guns. If you're behind a belt-fed machine gun, you're letting the cadence of the gun sort of take over, and then you're reacting to that cadence. You're just letting the gun do what it needs to do, and you're controlling what the gun's doing.
Just let it
I
ride.
shoot machine guns excellent, but in your case, your hand is kind of a machine gun, so you're kind of like, just letting it rip.
Give you an idea of what we did there. It was an 18, 11, a 12, a 15, 13. So I started to get back in cycle. A 12, a 12. It said 17, 13, 11, 14. It said 11, 14, 11. That's some pretty hot splits in there, 13. This gun shoots so easy that I have a tendency to work it too hard. So as I was shooting, I was in and out of how hard I was holding it to make this happen. I haven't shot it rapid fire in a while, so it actually takes a little bit different technique to just make them burn.
Sure.
Because if you over muscle it, you want to drive with your trigger finger. So there's a fine line between control and rate of fire. So
Now that's an amazing display of pistol marksmanship, I tell you what. I don't even know if I want to try after that.
we'll paint them up and give you a run.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to try it with that,
right.
that crazy race gun.
Be
That's
happy
awesome.
to, yep.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to try the same exercise that Jerry just did. I'm probably going to do it in about double the time. That's okay. I've got one of these amazing 26-round magazines, which I'm going to have to get a couple of these bases. These things are just awesome, and they work. That's the beauty of it. So I'm actually not wearing a holster. I'm just going to kind of, I guess, leave the gun kind of low and ready. That way we're keeping it in a safe direction. Let's try this thing out.
So I was 3.5 seconds for 27 rounds. Let's see if you can do it.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Whenever you're ready. Shooter ready.
Ready.
Stand by. Very nice. That was a 5.7 for your time on target, 27 rounds.
So about double the double the
Not
speed that
bad.
Jerry
You're
shot.
actually shooting pretty good.
Okay.
Your muzzle control was excellent.
Just got to work on the speed.
Your trigger release is killing you.
Because I'm basically what I'm doing is I'm probably moving too much with my trigger finger.
Might be.
I'll tell you what, guys, this Core M&P is just an awesome pistol, especially the way Jerry has it set up here.
It's all in the gun. It's not me.
No, it's you. I promise you. All right, we're gonna try again.
Same target. All right.
All right.
You ready to do it?
Yes.
Shooter ready. Stand by. Not bad. You had a couple of them fly away from you, but
Yeah.
not bad. That was actually a 5.45
About the same as
for
before.
the first to the last shot. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Well, what am I doing wrong? My trigger
You
control's
got
a
to
little
get your
jerky.
finger excited. Let me see if I can excite my finger one more time.
All right.
You got a second?
Yeah, absolutely. Go right ahead.
I hate to load a magazine. You know what I found about ammo? When you open a box like that, and once the air hits it,
It goes bad.
you got about a 30-minute shelf life. So you open a box of ammo, guys, you got to hurry up and get it downrange
Go right ahead.
as
Why don't
fast
you try
as
that
you
one
can.
on the left there, Jerry.
You'd hate to see it spoil. Let's shoot the target on the left. Let me see if I can crank it up a notch. Oh, I'm thinking, give me another mag.
You shyster. You're just trying to
That's
get rid of
just
more
shy,
ammo.
I'm thinking now instead of shooting. All right.
Holy smokes.
A little faster.
That's one dead perp. Could you imagine somebody robbing a liquor store while Jerry's in there buying a beer or something, and it just happens to be coming back from a match or something, and then unleashes that on somebody? That's like an MP5, almost. How fast was that?
Oh, we're about running about my first run.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm not as fast as I used to be. So anyway,
He's being modest.
it's just fun gun. Fun gun.
Absolutely. Yeah, I tell you that the trigger on that thing is just beautiful, and I think that what I tend to do when I'm trying to shoot fast, and you can probably mirror this this concept. When I try to shoot fast, like when I'm running a Sega 12 or something, I've outrun Sega 12s before, very rarely, but like we were testing ourselves on the S12 the other day, and I was dumping like 10 shots in 2 seconds, which in theory you think, okay, yeah, that's fast, but
Yeah,
it's
right.
not really when you think about, when you look at the slow-mo and you see
Yeah.
the technique that's being applied and the fact that there's so much movement there. If I'm actually fully releasing the trigger and then squeezing again, like you said, it's like that anticipation. Like the recoil forces are almost causing you to break your concentration off of proper trigger discipline. And that trigger discipline's hard to maintain in a recoil cycle where you're really watching everything that's going on and trying to pay attention.
That's why it's fun to shoot.
It is fun to shoot. It's fun to shoot, but I realize that now after watching you shoot and seeing the techniques that you employ and like that just really good trigger discipline. I was watching you while you were shooting and just the way that, I mean, like you're literally just, you're just really like kind of riding that area between the sear and the break. It's just that small amount where you found that sweet spot there.
You got to minimize the motion on the trigger.
Exactly, because that kills time. That's what's taking so long.
Yep. Minimize motion always faster than the other guy. Less work is always better.
That's right. Oh, yeah, it makes sense. So less you have to move.
Guys who work the least, same thing on a draw.
Yeah.
If you cut out all the stuff that doesn't contribute to a performance and just use what you have to do to get a gun out of the holster, it's going to look a lot better.
No doubt.
More consistent.
No doubt. Well, so what would you say to somebody, I mean, if they were really wanting to, let's just say not even get into competition, but just say someone wanted to become a better pistol marksman. They wanted to really take the time to learn just how to defend their families better, how to protect their families in their home, or how to just be a more efficient plinker even. Just the home hobbyist, basic pistol marksman. What would be like the best amount of advice you would give to someone like that to get better?
Well, you have to start with accuracy first, being able to hit a target consistently. And I like to, well, we shoot night matches now. So we do low light and we do high light, we do stressful shooting and competition. So the idea is when you're shooting well and everything's in your favor, well that's one thing. But when you go to competitions, you're out of your favor. You're in situations where you're nervous, you don't really know the course of fire. And it's a stressful environment. And what that does to you, it makes you a better person, a better gun handler. And that's what you're trying to do when you compete. It's not necessarily that you win the match or you lose the match, is that you're a better competitor.
You take something from it. You know, you take something from that competition that makes you a better shooter moving forward, and then you just take all of those experiences and they compound and they compound and then they integrate into your training.
Exactly.
And then one day you're there.
So what you want to look at yourself more as a gun handler than a shooter. Like I tell people to take concealed carry class. If you bought a violin and put it in the trunk of your car, and you're driving along the highway and you're passing a violin concert, are you going to go up on a stage and be a violin concert?
No.
No, you're not going to be able to do that. So same thing with that handgun. If you're going to buy a gun for self-defense and you never go in a situation that puts you off level of what you're comfortable with, competition or whatever, night training, you're never going to have that next level. You're always going to default. You're never going to increase.
Yeah, I agree.
Stress
you have
causes,
to push yourself.
You have to default to learn. So when I go out and do drills, I always try to leave with something that I can't do. I stress myself there, then I'll do something that I can do, and I get a good feeling, and I go back to the house and try to figure out why I didn't do this right, and I come back and practice again.
Well, guys, pay attention, as Jerry knows what he's talking about. I've been really lucky to have you here with me today. I know here over the last couple of days, Jerry and I have been filming a lot at the farm here. It's been a lot of fun, and I've been really honored and privileged to have a guy like Jerry here because he's just got so much experience in the gun world, and he's so well respected, and it means a lot to me to have him here to be able to share his knowledge with you guys. And if you guys, up to this point, if you don't know who Jerry was or don't know who he is, you should now, obviously, but subscribe to his channel, check out his videos. He's really wanting to do the YouTube stuff a lot and get more of the YouTube videos out there. So they're really putting together some awesome content, and you should really check them out. And Jerry, I appreciate you coming out today.
Thank you. My pleasure to be here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.